President. A battle has been raging online in the past year. Millions of citizens, companies, innovators, and entrepreneurs have been sounding an alarm, calling us to electronic arms. These 21st century citizens took to the streets, and they took to the net. They raised their voices and demanded the FCC protect the world's greatest platform for communications and commerce. And today, we declare victory. Today, we say the economy and the free expression of ideas depend on net neutrality. Today, we say an open and free Internet is as important as keeping our air and water clean and our roads and highways safe. Today, we say net neutrality is here to stay. Today is Internet Freedom and Innovation Day. Just today, the Federal Communications Commission is making historic decisions to enshrine net neutrality protections. The Commission is voting to use its power to protect the tremendous power of the Internet. This battle for net neutrality means that the Internet is protected for decades to come. It is protected for all the students and startups, for all the businesses and online buyers, for all the inventors, the innovators, and the Internet users. By banning and prioritization, blocking and throttling, the FCC is applying the principles of non-discrimination, which is what net neutrality really is, non-discrimination, to the broadband world. This is the next chapter in the history of American innovation. It's our country's declaration of innovation. And Chairman Wheeler and the FCC are on the right side of history. This battle for net neutrality was not fought without opposition. The deep-pocketed broadband barons want to turn the Internet into a set of gated communities. They say it will raise taxes. They say it is an overreach. They say it won't stand up in court. Some claim it will have investment. But then companies like Sprint and Verizon say it won't, in fact, influence how they invest. So I say to the critics, do you want to return to the days when a few telecommunications giants, which today we would call big broadband barons, controlled the vital wires and spectrum we use to communicate? Or do we want a free, dynamic, open market where the best in ideas survive and thrive? The choice is clear. And the FCC commissioners supporting the Open Internet order have made the right choice. Today, the people won. I applaud the FCC and Chairman Wheeler for standing up for students in their dorm rooms, engineers in their basements, innovators in their garages. I applaud the FCC for standing up for the best ideas, not merely the best funded ideas. The FCC has chosen the right path forward, and I commend the Commission for that action. Reclassifying broadband under Title II is a major victory for consumers, for our democracy, and for our economy. Consider that in 2013, 62% of the venture capital funds invested in this country went towards Internet-specific and software companies. The free flow of ideas supported by the Internet are creating the companies, launching the global revolutions, and supporting the communications that we rely on every day. We want a free, dynamic, open market where the best in ideas survive and thrive. Today is an historic, revolutionary day for consumers, innovators, entrepreneurs, anyone who counts on the Internet to connect to the world. I applaud and I thank the millions of American revolutionaries who stood up and fought for net neutrality. The fight isn't over. There is much more work to be done. But today is an historic victory. It is Internet Freedom and Innovation Day. Let's celebrate this transformative power of the Internet today and for generations to come. We are going to ensure that the architecture of the Internet remains one where the smallest entrepreneur who can go to the capital markets and raise the funding for the new idea, for the follow-on ideas to Google and eBay and Amazon and Hulu and YouTube, are able to be joined by new companies like Douala, like Etsy, like Vimeo, and like hundreds and thousands of others whose names we do not yet know, because now they are going to have the capacity to be able to say to their investors, we now have the capacity to reach a market. And with our idea, we can transform some part of the way in which people communicate in this country and on this planet. That is what we're celebrating today. The power of the net, the power of individuals to come up with the capital that they can then transform some part of the way in which we communicate in this life. So just remember, when the 1996 Telecommunications Act passed, there were no companies like the ones I've just been mentioning. And that was because it was an old world. But in the blink of an eye, a technological eye, we've moved to this new world where each of us is carrying a device in our pockets. Each of us is wondering how we ever got along without the capacity to be able to tap into all of these wonderful new companies and the products that they provide. That's what today is all about. Net Neutrality Day. It will not impact the investments of the big companies, but it will ensure that the small companies, those that receive 62% of all venture capital in America in the last year, will be able to provide their new products, their new innovations, their new challenges to the way in which we communicate. And I think that's the whole key. We need to maintain the Darwinian paranoia-inducing competition that the net has introduced. And if we do that, then I think America will be number one, looking over its shoulder at number 2, 3, 4 in the world in terms of our innovation in the communications sector. So congratulations to the Federal Communications Commission, and congratulations to all entrepreneurs across America in this space. Today is a day when you should be celebrating. I yield back the balance of my time, Madam President.